So how did I make $126 trading Apple put options? So looking at Apple at 1444 on the 30-minute time charts, 1444, which would be this candle right here. So I played Apple put options. As soon as it approached the 50-day moving average, waited for a rejection, and at 1516 I sold out the position, securing a gain of $126 just trading Apple put options. So basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to use the moving averages as your entry points on the 30-minute time chart, and you're trying to be realistic of your percentage target that you're trying to aim for today. So for me example, I try to typically when I'm day trading, I try to aim for 5 or 10% gainers. Now if I'm feeling confident in a trade, specifically day trading, I'll try to aim for a 15 or 20% gainer. It all depends on how I feel about the market or that particular stock that I'm trading. So why did I play Apple put options? So I played Apple put options was because this candle, the 14 candle, got rejected by the 50-day moving average. This candle somewhat got close to it, but barely. But I could assume if it were to touch the 50-day moving average, it probably would have been rejected by it. And then you can see here when I got into Apple at 1444, right? This candle right here approached the 50-day moving average, got rejected by it, and then basically the next candle at 1516, this big red candle right here is when I sold out the position. And so basically all you're trying to do is try to use the moving averages, try to decide if are you going to play calls, are you going to play puts, have your percentage target in your mind, and try to be realistic, whether if you're trying to aim for a 5, 10, 15, 20% gainer. Try to be realistic. Don't try to over exaggerate your percentage targets that that could be not so realistic. A lot of people, specifically beginners, try to hope for the best and hope that they can reach 50% gainers, 100% gainers. Is that possible? It is possible. I'm not saying that it's not, but you just kind of have to look on the realistic side of trading. Don't look on the trading side of like hope, because if you rely on hope when it comes to trading, honestly I would say best of luck, because at that point if you're just hoping for the best of that trade that you're in, or when you're day trading, you're just at that point just gambling. You're really at that point you're just gambling. You're not really learning anything when it comes to the skill of learning how to trade. I feel like once you learn how to master how to trade, how to how to discipline yourself of when to take your gainers and when to take your losses, it'll be 100%. I would say 100% times easier to trade the market than if you don't know how to discipline yourself. Honestly, I struggled with that personally. I was at a point where I was like, okay, I'm making huge moves, I'm making lots of money, but I feel like I could see a little bit more money if I hold on to the position. And there was a point where I was like down tremendously at one point, and then I was like, yeah, I feel like I need to start taking this seriously. I need to learn how to discipline myself. I need to learn when to take my wins and when to take my losses. That's just part of the game when it comes to trading in the market. So let's see if we can make an example out of, let's see, Finviz. So basically you use this finviz.com website. It's totally free to look for opportunities. So you click on where it says screener, click on where it says market cap, click on mega. I highly suggest this for beginners. Click on performance, click on perf YT YTD, and I didn't do it, but perf YTD. All right, and then and it's basically gonna show you a list of stocks from worst to best. And so basically what you want to do is you want to analyze this list of stocks and try to analyze it on the 30-minute time chart. Try to use the moving averages on the 30-minute time chart. Try to see if is it time to play calls, is it time to play puts on that particular stock. And so let's do an example. Let's see if we can just be random. Let's choose number 20, CVX. So it's just gonna be random. CVX Chevron on the 30-minute time chart. So right now, so if I were to trade Chevron, right, this is what I would do. I see that, okay, the 9 and 20 day moving average look exactly like this on the chart. To me, that implicates that basically that stock is going to be bullish for the whole day, if not for a little bit. So what I would do is I would patiently wait and see if, okay, well, I would try to wait for an opportunity to get into Chevron call options. So I let it bounce here, here, here. So I'll get into Chevron call options once it lands or somewhat gets close to the 9-day moving average on the 11:30 candle. Once that happens, I'll get into Chevron call options once it lands on the 9-day moving average or somewhat gets close to the 9-day moving average. And then after, securing the spot of buying Chevron call options, my selling target would be anywhere in the 151 range. So that would be my selling point to get out the position. The reason I don't want to wait and see if it can go further up beyond, and if it can go up any further, is because I don't want to leave money that's in front of me to go to waste in case Chevron decides to make a sudden U-turn, decides to break both of those two moving averages, which is the 9 and 20 day moving average. I'd rather secure the gain and try to be realistic about it and just move on to the next trade. Is that when you're in a trade, you can't just hope for the best. If you're seeing that the 9 and 20 day moving average look like this on the chart and you think that the trend could be bullish for the whole day, like any other strategy out there, it's a 50-50. Not all strategies out there are 100% foolproof. So you kind of have to take into consideration of when you should take your gains and when you should take your losses. So me personally, when I try to take my losses, I'll try to take at least a minimum of a 10 or 15% loss, and then I'll just try to move on to the next trade. I don't want to wait any longer and just keep on waiting and hoping for the best, oh yeah, maybe that stock could make a sudden U-turn. No, I'd rather take the 10 or 15% loss and just move on to the next trade. That is pretty much it. This is not financial advice. As always, take care and bye.